We respectfully acknowledge that the land on which we are situated is the traditional territory of the Blackfoot Confederacy, consisting of Siksika Nation, Kainai Nation, Piikani Nation, and Blackfeet Nation in Montana. It is also part of Treaty 7, which also include Iari Nakota Nation, Tsuut'ina Nation, and Métis Nation No. 3. Their presence and culture enrich us all. Today, we're headed to Heather's house to make Frybread Tacos.
This is cooking in Canada. Okay. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, hi, ladies. Hello. Good to see you. Hi. Always good to hug you. Yeah. So, Tawau, that is a Cree word, and it means, well, the English say welcome, but the actual translation is there is enough for everyone. So that's really appropriate for today, is that there is enough for everyone, right?
Absolutely.
So come on in.
Okay, great. Wow, I'm super excited for today.
Come on up.
Okay.
Morgan, this is your sous chef. This is Liana. Yeah, okay. Your first sous chef.
Thank you
And, sorry?
Oh.
And Anna.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
And
Nice to meet you.
Mexico.
Yes.
Yes.
And Marianne, the original.
Hi. You made tacos for me when I was a kid. You just didn't know it. Yeah.
Well, I'm her daughter, so now we're going to be making tacos together. And
We'll figure that out together.
okay, well, hopefully we'll get you ready to make tacos on your own, and you can bring it back to where you're from.
Yeah, I can bring them back to New York and impress everybody with my fry bread skills.
Yeah, so this is perfect.
Okay, great. Well, I'm super excited because, like I said, your mom used to make tacos for like everybody in the whole school once a year, and it's like such a fond memory of mine. So this is like, so I feel so lucky to be able to learn.
Well, I'm lucky to bring these teachings here and let the rest of the world see how to make Indian tacos.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Let's get to work.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Now, before we get started with the bread, you just want to get your oil ready. So then as soon as you're done your bread, you can just throw everything in. Okay. I know you had my mom's fry bread in Westmount.
Yeah, when I was growing up, it was like the best time of the year. I always loved it, and so I'm so excited like to have the recipe now, and I can like make it for myself.
It's so good. I mean, like, it's just so different. I didn't get to learn from my mom. I actually learned from my late Auntie Janie. So at one point I was staying with my grandparents, and she just called us all in, and we all made it from there. But when my grandma first tried it, she's like, started crying, and she's like, oh, you just make it like your mom used to.
Oh, that's great.
So there's hope.
Yeah.
So when you get started,
Going on medium heat.
yeah, so you just let it heat up, and then we'll just test it by throwing water in it later. But while we're getting the bread started, you're just gonna take 4 cups.
Like whatever cup you're using, it could be any mug basically.
Just like a smaller cup or like a mug. Like nothing too exciting. And then you always do your dry ingredients first. And then I don't measure the salt either. It's just like about a hand, just about a little bit in the middle of your hand. So now you get that paste. Then a heaping tablespoon of baking powder, because you want to let it raise.
Fluffy.
Yeah. And then mix that all together. This will make quite a bit, like maybe 20 or 30 pieces.
Okay.
But if you're making Indian tacos, usually you make them like bigger. And then there's a bunch of... I like the name Indian taco, and I don't like straying from it. I know like Indian's derogatory term for most of us, but you know, I can't get behind calling it a Navajo taco or indigenous taco, but everyone has their preferred name. I just call them Indian tacos.
I might say Frybread Tacos. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
that's fine.
Yeah.
And then you make a little well in the middle, so then you can incorporate all your ingredients. And then I don't measure my water either, it's just a big cup.
So you're just mixing it because you already know the consistency you're looking for.
Yeah, so you don't want it too sticky and you don't want it too doughy, so you always keep your flour nearby. And you have an extra thing of water just to see if it's getting too crummy, then you just add a bit more water.
Okay.
And if it's too liquidy, but you'd rather have it more liquidy. So then you can just add more dough. It's harder to get it more wet than it is more dry.
You can always add a little bit of flour in there.
Yeah.
It's a little wet. How many Frybread tacos do you think you've made in your life?
Oh gosh. When I was living with my first partner, I think we'd have them every Friday.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know how many I'd make then. And then during COVID, I moved in with two of my best friends. And I was the only one who knew how to make fry bread. So it was constantly like, oh, I want fry bread for dinner. I want Indian tacos for dinner. And then we started making this thing. Like, I know we're making Indian tacos today, but we started this other thing and we called it bannock pops.
Oh.
So we'd make fry bread. And we'd put fried Spam in the middle and cheese.
Oh, yum.
And
Like when it was dough, you put it like
yeah.
that? Okay, cool. And then fry it, and then
And then fried, and the cheese would melt, and then you had like the little spork in the middle. It was just,
Oh, that sounds good.
it was so good. And then we started doing fry bread with Indian taco fillings in the middle. So we'd put the cheese and the meat in the middle, and so, you know, you can experiment with that too.
Oh, that's fun. That was the one thing about being like inside the whole time during COVID. It like makes you experiment with different things.
Yeah, one of my friends wanted to put pizza fillings into it. So like sometimes I'd be woken up because, well, we weren't really working. We weren't really doing much.
Yeah.
But then if that dough is starting to get too much, just grab a little bit of flour. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a little bit wet at this point.
Yeah. And that's kind of where you want it. And then you don't want to over knead it, or it's going to be really tough.
Okay.
But
Or else it won't rise properly if you...
well, it'll still rise, but it'll be like a tougher bread. It won't be as fluffy.
Okay.
I usually save these on the side to do test breads.
Oh, okay.
Or I'd make little fry breads for my cats because they like fry bread.
Oh,
I don't understand why, but they do. And then if you can search in there for a cloth, we'll cover this for a little bit and let it rise. So if you just want to feel the dough too, like this is
Yeah.
kind of what it's feeling like.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Even if you want to
pretty
try
soft.
knead it for a bit, like just
Sure.
make it more circular. Just get your hands in there.
But I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to overdo it.
It's fun to play with though.
Yeah, I love dough. Oh my gosh. How's that? Should I keep going a little bit?
Yeah, let's throw a little bit more flour in there.
Okay.
And then you just feel it. You always put good vibes into your bread. I made fry bread angry once and it turned out really hard and it felt like hockey pucks. So
Oh my gosh.
you always come into fry bread with good feelings and good intentions.
Yeah, and excitement about eating a fluffy bread. Okay, I think it's there.
I think we're good.
I'll save one a little.
If you want to turn it into a dough bath, the best way is to dip your hands into flour. And then you get all your dough off your hands.
Oh, okay. Okay, because that's better for everybody. Okay.
So just cover your hands with flour and take a dough bath.
Oops, I didn't get enough on my left hand.
And then whatever else you can just kind of wash off. But I like leaving mine for a bit because I'm going to go back in there anyway.
Yeah. And like, it actually gets like messy and stuck to the sink if you...
Yeah.
Like, it's happened to me before. Different things.
Cover that and leave it for a bit while the oil heats up.
Because I used to work in restaurants,
Oh,
so there's
yeah.
no such thing as sitting down when you're cooking.
No, that's the same thing in native households. I mean, there's no space to really sit because you got kids and you got everyone running around and usually the table's full, so
Yeah.
it's just stand and get it done.
Yep, exactly. That's pretty good.
Just get a little bit of flour.
But you can make, you said like each recipe, or that recipe probably makes around 20.
Yeah, this one makes about 20 to 30.
So at least you can make a lot every time you make it. Do they keep well?
They do. I've had fry bread last me for about a week, and it's still just as good as when you first make it.
Oh, nice.
I've only had it last a week living with my current partner because he is just learning his culture and he's never really had fry bread. So he doesn't really like it. But when I made it for my friends, like my family, it would be gone in like 2 days.
Right. Normally it doesn't last long enough.
No, it doesn't last very long. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Now this. We're just gonna take like a little hand amount. Roll it in some dough. And then flatten it up. So just to do a little test piece, we'll make a smaller bread.
Okay.
And like it's still pretty fluffy. If you want to feel it, it's still.
Oh yeah, it's soft.
A lot of people like leaving theirs a bit smaller to stay fluffier. I like stretching it out so then it gets fluffy on the outside and cooks faster in the middle. And then you always put a little belly button into it.
Okay.
Some people don't, I do.
Yeah.
But it's just to make sure it cooks properly.
Okay, cool.
Then you just
Woo.
then you just gotta wait till it gets golden brown on one side, then you flip it over with a fork. So you should grab a fork.
Wow, it's popping up. It looks so great.
I've seen one lady do it where she can grab it and flip it while it's in the oil.
Her bare hands.
It's really cool.
That's she's made a lot of fry bread.
Yeah.
Get it.
Just gotta give it time. I know it's always nerve-wracking when you make your first one. You're like, oh, I gotta make sure it's perfect.
Yeah.
The first one never comes out good.
Oh, okay. The first one's always the test because the oil is like
The oil's
getting to
still like kind of
temperature.
heating up. It's doing its thing, but You know, you can tell that you have your oil on a good part if it's fluffing up really good.
Okay.
Plus you left it long enough covered.
Yeah.
So if you want to try and make a little ball,
Sure.
so just grab a little handful. So we'll make a few small pieces and then we'll get into the bigger pieces.
You said unless you're covered in, like, you can't make good fry bread.
You can't make good fry bread unless you're covered in flour.
Okay, so a ball like that.
Yep, now squish it flat.
Okay.
And then work it through with your hands. If you need more flour, just take what you need.
Kind of like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Now make your little belly button.
My belly button. There you go.
That's good.
And you usually make like a few like this, and then
I make about 3 little test ones, the smaller ones, and I make the bigger ones for the fry bread. So let's see you throw that in there.
put these in here. Woo!
Okay, now this guy,
Getting close to time to flip.
he's not going to be the best, but he's the first one, so.
Don't feel bad.
He'll still taste good, but he's not going to be as,
Not the most beautiful one.
not the most beautiful.
I might flip this one over again. See what's going on the other side. Do you normally just flip it once?
Yeah, just once.
Oh, okay. I'm just peeking.
Sometimes it'll brown through. You just got to trust the process.
Okay. Trust, yeah, trust the oil's doing what it needs to do.
Yeah.
Don't be impatient.
I was like that the first time I made bread too, don't worry.
Okay, I'm just so eager to like try it. That's the main thing.
Okay, for
we can
bigger
start-
breads,
bigger one.
you're going to try get it to fill your whole hand.
I'm gonna come right behind you.
And then this one you really just work on the countertop.
Flattening it out. This is like really a dream come true for me. I'm so happy.
Okay. And then to really get the edges out and make it wider, after you got your circle, you just spread it out as much as possible. Okay. And then don't worry if it's not as big as you want it. As you're stretching it out to put it in the oil, it'll stretch out even more.
Okay. I'm gonna just throw this all in even though the pan's not super hot because it will end up burning. What do you think? How am I doing on the ground beef?
I think the ground beef is doing really good.
Okay, this is almost ready for the seasoning mix. But I like when some of them get crispy.
Me too.
You're making me want to try this with the beef tallow. With the beef fat.
Well, if you guys want to try, there's those
Should we do
test
a test
pieces.
one? Okay, let's take this really beautiful brown one and hit what it is.
And you want to try a little bit?
Yes, gorgeous.
I'll try and down. Okay. I think it's great.
I think your dough turned out really good
Yay!
because this one was yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So light. Really, really yummy. Whoa.
And I like how the middle part, you know, it's a little bit smaller. And the edges are more fluffy, and then you can just... It was always a big deal when my mom was cooking because, well, when we were younger, she'd do a lot of taco sales for Westmount, but she was also trying to get her Bachelor of Education, so she wouldn't be able to cook a lot of the times, and we learned how to cook young. But when it was mom's turn to cook, like, that was magic.
That was a special day. Yeah, I mean, thanks to your mom, I know what Frybread Taco is. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for her sales, it was not like taco sales, I would have like never been able to try this.
Or like this one. This one is yes.
Thank you so much for sharing this recipe.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know some people are very like, no, we can't let anyone know about this in our culture, but like, the more people know about our culture and our foods and our traditional ways of living and what we do, the more we keep our culture alive. I know there's certain ways where we can appropriate that and give those away, but I think, you know, as we're going and our language, our culture, everything is kind of like in an imbalance. There's ways that we can keep it going.
Yeah, that is actually something that I was thinking about in doing this series.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very grateful that people are so open to like sharing what they're willing to share with me, because I agree. It's like the more people know, the more people will understand, and then hopefully, you know, you're kind of like bridging a gap, or
Exactly.
yeah, like learning from each other. So. And also I get to eat really tasty food. So it's like a win-win. Okay, we're ready.
Okay.
I don't know if should I be the first one? I don't know. Okay. I was gonna say maybe Heather should start it off because it's her house.
Okay, Marianne, you're next.
Yeah, see my handiwork. Finally I get to feed you Frybread tacos.
Yes.
Me so many. At least 6.
So, okay, over here. Can I get some spoons?
I'll bring it down.
This is you? You're not eating bread?
Mom has
Gluten sensitive.
Are you? Have you always, or did this just develop?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't think of anything worse.
Right?
Yeah.
Same.
This one?
No, that's relish. That's
So I'll have some.
Okay,
in
so
there, like the
Yeah.
little.
But you
what
have
I'm
to
calling
be careful.
Frybread tacos is a piece of fry bread with hamburger meat of some sort. We're using beef hamburger right now. With taco seasoning, and then you dress it up kind of like southwestern Tex-Mex style taco with tomatoes, shredded iceberg lettuce, and sharp cheddar cheese. And then sometimes you could put salsa, or you could put sour cream. And I used to eat these once a year in elementary school during Native Awareness Week.
Always with his AirPods. He always has one.
I'm gonna put a lot of cheddar cheese because this is gonna be really. I don't know, because it's gonna taste great with a lot of cheddar cheese.
Copy that picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, really, I think
Beautiful.
copy. You took a photo of it anyway.
I'm gonna do fork and knife.
This is like the bread that you make, the banana.
No, it's kind of the same ingredients, but it's
Okay.
different preparation. Here you go. Heather's using fork and knife.
Thank you.
So.
Yeah, just use a fork and knife. I've only seen one person fold it in half and eat it, and that was.
Creo que podemos comer aquí porque para nosotros mucho.
Oh yeah, maybe we can eat at the table. I was gonna go join them, but it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
And, I already took a bite, a sneaky bite.
They're discussing all the time.
Okay, Liana, I want to hear what you think about my fry breads with the taco seasoning and everything and how I did.
Okay.
Okay.
Full review.
Okay, great. It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yay, okay, let me try. I took a little bite. This is going to remind me so much of my childhood. It's so good. We put so much love in here. It tastes amazing.
You did a really good job.
Yeah. Mmm. It's like the fluffiness of the bread, and then it soaks in all the juices of the meat. I love it.
I think it's just.
It's so good. I'm gonna bring this back to New York and be cooking this, and my neighbors are gonna be like, "That smells so good." I have to go over there. Mm. I just love how it, absorbs all the flavor. What do you think, Anna? And it's just like crispy on the outside and soft and fluffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I grew up eating this only because Heather was so adamant about making sure that everybody knew about, indigenous foods in this area. So it's like so cool for me that this is an indigenous food that's actually nostalgic for me, even though at that time it's not really part of my culture. And now I have my name, which I cherish very much, and I'm just so thankful to be a part of this, and thank you for sharing everything with me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you guys all like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what I was worried about. Like, now you're pretty nostalgic, but I wanted to do some justice to these tacos for you too.
Well, you definitely did, and now I'll have the recipe in my mind forever, and I get to share that with, people that I love, and I cook for them too. So I'll always be thinking of you every time I make flatbread, fry bread. I'll be thinking of you, and again, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks so much for the best week ever.
You're welcome.
Oh, it was the best. I had so much fun. So memorable.
Yeah, lots to
amazing.
learn and new friends we made. Come in, new friends. We'll have a group hug. Group hug.
Thank you for
Yes.
thank you for everything. We love it.
Oh, good. Good. Take care.
Until next time. Okay? Oh, bye. Okay. See you soon.
I'm a big baby.
Yeah. Thank you, baby.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, sorry to trigger you emotionally. I didn't mean to.
What do you want? on. You want your camera now?
No, I need it.
Yeah.